This week on Marketplace Middle East, Byblos meets business. Amidst the regional turmoil, how the ancient city of culture manages to bring in the crowds for its annual music festival. And we speak to the town's business tycoon about his economic vision. Welcome to Marketplace Middle East this week, coming to you from the ancient town of Byblos. This has always been a draw for visitors, but over the years, an annual music festival set amongst these historic ruins has helped Byblos carve a niche for itself as a music lover's haven. Byblos, or Jbeil as it's known in Arabic, is believed to be the first Phoenician city and dates as far back as 7000 BC. Now this ancient site bustles with activity every summer as a 600-person production crew comes together to get the Byblos International Festival off the ground. Jbeil has been the festival's producer and art director since 2003. He says it's a full-time job which he and his core team of 2 spend all year working on for free, compensated only by their love of music. It's that passionate commitment that has allowed Baz to convince international stars like the Gorillas and Snow Patrol to perform at Byblos.
The regional situation doesn't help, but I'd say that Lebanon and this particular venue, Byblos, for those who has experienced it, has a particular aura. And artists do talk to each other. So each one who came here over the past 13 years has become our best ambassador.
The festival first began in the 1960s and ran periodically through the next 4 decades. Today, Baz says a historic setting perched along the Mediterranean coast is the festival's defining feature, but it doesn't come without challenges.
We're in a site that's 2,500 years old, so each time you need to use a hammer, you have to get proper written authorization from the Ministry of Antique and Tourism and stuff, because it's very much a protected site.
Set before a Crusader castle built in the 12th century, tonight's show has special resonance. The headlining act is the internationally acclaimed oud player Marcel Khalife, who hails from these very shores, although he's never performed at the festival before.
كلهم بيسألوني شو بك قلق يعني كل يوم تعمل أمسية وكل يوم في مهرجان وكل يوم في مدينة وكل يوم في مكان، بس مش مثل لما بيجي واحد على بيته، عرفتي؟ شعوري هيك شعور مخلوط بالذاكرة، بالحنين، بالحب، بالأمل، بكثير شغلات.
Khalife will be accompanied on stage by the Lebanese Philharmonic Orchestra.
دائما بلعب مع اوركسترات كبيره بالعالم، يعني مش الاول مره، انما هون بلبنان وبهذه الاوضاع الصعبه وبهذه الاوضاع حقيقه انه نقدر نحقق هيك عمل منا هينه، يعني ما يعني اللي جاي بيبقى جاي بحذر، لانه بركي صار في مشكل، بركي صار في انفجار، بركي صار في يعني كان في صعوبه.
But these collection of 160 musicians and singers come eagerly. They know this will be a historic night as they fine-tune their instruments 4 hours before showtime. Soon the crowds start coming in. This concert is nearly sold out, which is a relief, says Baz. He says most festivals rely on ticket sales for a third of their income. Here they make up 75%.
The cost to put together this festival every year, I mean this year at least, is between $4 and $4.5 million. From these, between public funds and sponsors fund, we generate about $1.5 million, which leave $3 million to ticketing and box office, which is a lot. So we need to sell like 40,000 tickets to break even on expenses.
There's a capacity for 7,000 people in these stands. Baz says it can be a challenge to fill the seats. The volatility in the region doesn't help, with visitor numbers dipping since the war in Syria began.
We're relying almost solely on locals. But, I mean, we're achieving our quantitative goals year after year because Lebanon has got a strong middle class and a strong need for cultural events.
After months of preparation, a packed audience cheers Marcel Khalife onto the stage. Another success for the festival Byblos can enjoy before it's time to start all over again. Traditionally, businesses in this town have reaped the benefits of this festival, but ever since a crisis in neighboring Syria began, visitor numbers have dropped dramatically, and many here tell us they're suffering the consequences. This seaside restaurant is an institution. Set amongst the town's ancient harbor, Pepe's Byblos Fishing Club first opened its doors in the 1960s. It's been welcoming heads of state and Hollywood stars ever since. Owner Roger Abed says the busiest months are in the summer, especially as tourists come in for the annual Byblos Music Festival.
4,000 people, they will be floating around the harbor, and this place will be packed. It's normal. The festival attracts too many people from all over the world. They come to visit.
This year is different. There are still visitors coming in, but they're mostly from within Lebanon. A spate of recent bombings in the country, as well as the unrest in the region, have scared away many outsiders.
When things are good, we have more than 1 million visitors coming to the city. But when things are not good, we have around 200,000 or 200,050.
The government says numbers were down 16% in the first 3 months of 2014 compared to the same time last year. Monita Jbeil is a shop assistant at the store operating in Byblos for 20 years. She says business is up 20% in the summer months, but today, few come by.
الفترة الوضع منه كتير منيح خفوا السياح عن قبل يعني كان في أمان أكتر كان في السياح أكتر هلا خف شوي بس طبعا الفستيفال بيساعد إنه يجي السياح أكتر ويتعرفوا أكتر على المحلات بالأسواق.
Promises of discounts and special deals do little to lure customers into this bar. Eventually, a few trickle in. But the bar manager says he expects more in the evenings when the festival concerts are on.
هلا مثلا الفستيفال قصير يعني هيك شيء 6-7 ليالي بالسنة يعني. ليلة الفستيفال بلا بيكون في حركة أحسن من غير أيام.
But in this volatile region, Lebanese businesses are used to making sure the show still goes on. We're in Byblos this week for MME. Coming up after the break, Roger Ede, the owner of a luxury beach resort and restaurant in Byblos, about how his plans for the city are shaping up.